blow out the trapped air in the system. To do that, we're going to use a blow-off line. We're going to put one end into the tank, the other end into the high-pressure blow-off leading valve port. Make sure it's snapped into place. Right now our tank is empty, which means our high-pressure impulse line is full of air. So we're going to make sure the valves are open. We're going to turn the pump on, and we're going to fill it up to about halfway. As the water is starting to go through, I'm going to shut the air off or close the valve. So the water is trapped. Right now we have water in our high pressure port, and we have water draining out of the lead-off line. So that's taking all of the air out. Once you let that out, just snap that out, the check valve will close, and the impulse line will be clear. The next part, we're going to start calibrating our pressure transmitter. And to do that, we're going to set the water down to a lower level. The first thing we have to do is set our 0 and our span switch to maximum. So we're going to turn that clockwise, both of them. And in each case, they should take about 14 half turns to get it to go completely maximum until you hit the stop. Don't over crank it, just apply equal pressure. Don't try to spin it too fast and take your time, it's not a race. Once we have that, we're going to lower our water down to approximately 2 inches. When it gets down to 2 inches, we're going to close the valve and close the return valve just to make sure that the water leaks. In this particular case, it may get a small bit of leakage from the actual fittings. So those probably are at 2 inches. Now we can begin our calibration. So we have an amp meter in series with a 250 ohm resistor, and we're going to use it to determine our current output. So right now we've set our 0 up to maximum, which is way beyond what we want. So we're going to dial this down, and it's going to start dropping. And we want to stop it as the second it gets as close to 4 milliamps without going under. And we're not moving the dial quickly, we're just taking our time. When you get close to 5 milliamps, you're going to slow down and take your time to get it down as close to 4 without going below. So now at 5, so I'm just going to move it just slightly, let it stabilize. So I'm at 4.02 milliamps. So I'm going to leave it there for now, and now I'm going to add more water and bring it up to our upper level. So once I reach 20 inches, I'm going to stop the pump. back down to 20 and stop it by closing the valves. So right now I'm a little bit below. I'm going to pump a little more up. Then I come back down and stop it at 20 inches. Now I'm going to adjust my span. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to rotate this and the number should start to climb. And our goal here is to get it up as close to 16 without going over. Pardon me, 20. So I'm at 19.89. Now we're going to go back and redo our zero. We're going to repeat the same process 3 times. So I'm going to open up the valve to drop the water. See our value is starting to drop. Because we've adjusted our span, when we get to our zero, which is 2 inches, we should see that the number may not exactly be close because each one will affect the other. So we're at 3, 2.5, and 2. So I have 2 inches of water column, and my reading is at 4.02. So I'm going to try and get it down a little closer. Okay, it doesn't seem to want to move, so now I'm going to pump it back up to 20 inches. And drain it back down to 20. So I'm a little bit low. I'm going to try and improve that. So you keep repeating this. You'll do this about 3 times until you get it as close to 20 as possible and as close to 4 without going beyond those. So I'm at 19.91. We'll check our zero again. While the water is going down, the chart that you prepared last week, you should be able to get a gauge when it gets to around 10 inches, around 6 inches. You can check your numbers and see if you're close. So we're down to 3 inches, 2.5, and 2. And I'm still at 4.02 milliohms. So pumping it back up again. 20. And we're exactly 20 milliamps. So I would say this has been calibrated, and you can move on to the next part of the lab.